Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. This is an ongoing bonus series as we take a look at TV shows that we remember growing up. On this episode, we are taking a look at the popular parody animation series as we take a look at Animaniacs. And I ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying these videos. That way you'll be notified with each new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Animaniacs, and this show was created and developed by Tom Ruegger, and the production companies were Warner Brothers Animation and Amblin Entertainment. The distribution company was Warner Brothers Television Distribution, and it aired between Fox Kids and the Kids WB. It aired on Fox Kids between 1993 to 1995, and then on Kids WB from 1995 to 1998. And the number of episodes was 99. So let's take a look at the production. So after the success of Tiny Toon Adventures, producer Steven Speilberg and head of Warner Brothers Animation, Gene McCurdy, pushed series creator Tom Ruegger to create a new series with a marquee name. Ruegger initially thought about using the three main characters from his student film, The Premiere of Platypus. He came up with making a trio of Warner Brothers and their sister Dot, but they shortened it to two brothers and one sister. The inspiration for the character designs came from older Warner Brothers cartoons from the 30s, such as Buddy and Felix the Cat. Ruegger brought in several writers to assist him with the comedy styling of the show, including Sherry Stoner, Paul Rugg, and Tom Minton. The writing staff would also develop pairs of characters to make the show more like a variety show. The show was developed after the Children's Television Act in 1990, which instructed programming aimed at children to include educational elements. The writers incorporated this by having characters interact with historical figures such as Pablo Picasso, along with creating catchy songs such as Wacko's World. In terms of the animation would be farmed out to several studios, including Tokyo Movie Shinza, Star Toons in Chicago, and Wang Film Production, and Freelance Animators New Zealand, along with many others. So this was a collaboration between many different studios. The animation had higher quality than most TV shows with higher cell counts, which allowed the characters to move with fluidity and not just stand around. If you look at the show, it is very rare that the characters are just standing still. In terms of music and song, music was a key component of the show, as each episode would contain an original score. Spielberg was the one that pushed for this, as it would set the series apart from everything else on TV at the time. The series would also parody several classical songs such as the William Tell Overture and Turkey in the Straw, with new educational lyrics such as The Presidents and Wacko's America. In addition, each set of characters had their own theme song to introduce the segment that they were in. So in terms of the cast, we have Rob Paulsen, who provided the voice of Yakko, Pinky, and Dr. Otto Van Scratch and Sniff. Tress MacNeille provided the voice of Dot. Jess Harnell provided the voice of Wacko. Sherry Stoner, the writer, also provided the voice of Slappy. Maurice LaMarche provided the voice of the Brain as well as Squit. Frank Welker provided the voice of Ralph the Guard, Thaddeus Plotz, and Runt. And Bernadette Peters provided the voice of Rita. In terms of the show itself, the Warner Brothers, Yakko and Wacko, and Warner sister Dot live in the Warner Brothers water tower on the Warner Brothers Studios lot. They manage to escape, and they create hijinks through various forms of situational comedy. The show features 2 to 3 cartoon shorts that feature the Warners, along with other segments that include a variety of characters that include Pinky and the Brain, Rita and Runt, the Goodfeathers, which is the Godfather parody, Slappy Squirrel and her nephew Skippy, Buttons and Mindy, Chicken Boo, Fabio and Maria, the hippos, Katie Kaboom, Mime Time, Minerva Mink, and Good Idea, Bad Idea. Minerva, just a bit of trivia, Minerva Mink would only last a few episodes after several complaints from parental groups. So the show was a rating success and would go on to win 8 daytime Emmys. The show had several spin-offs, including Pinky and the Brain getting their own series, as well as Hysteria and Detention. The show also got a straight-to-video release titled Wacko's Wish, And the story of this is where Wacko is poor in the race to catch a falling star, or a wishing star, and to save his family. The movie contains 10 original songs, and the majority of the cast reprise their role. Several episodes would also be released on VHS package tapes, and then ultimately the series was released on DVD in season packs. An Animaniacs comic book was released between 1995 and 2000, and this was published by DC Comics and had a total of 59 regular issues and 2 specials. The comics featured all of the characters except for Pinky and the Brain, which had their own comic book series. Several video games were also released for the Sega Genesis, PC, Game Boy Advance, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo DS. And there was a variety of them, including Pinky and the Brain, as well as like mini-game type games, so there is a huge variety of video games. And because the show was musical and had lots of original songs, several CDs were also released. So the 3 CDs that were released were Animaniacs, Yakko's World, and Animaniacs Variety Pack. And actually, in 2016, actors Rob Paulsen, Tress MacNeille, and Jess Harnell actually went on tour with a full orchestra to perform Animaniacs live. The actors would perform the songs of the show, and many had updated lyrics, including Yakko's World, which updated the current geography of the countries of the world. And finally, in 2017, the show was put into production for a reboot on Hulu. And the reason for the reboot was the show was so popular, again with a resurgence after being added on Netflix. And so the reboot ran for 2 seasons starting in 2020. So memories of the series. I have fond memories of this show, as I remember liking the variety and the comedy of the show. I recently rewatched season 1 on DVD, and there's a lot of jokes that I did not get as a child that I'm able to get now. So I found there was a lot for the kids and a lot for the parents as well. So it was a kind of a family show that everyone could enjoy. I love the Warner Brothers segments, and the Pinky and the Brain segments are highlights. I also love the parody aspect of the show. Like one of my favorite ones, it's actually a Rita and Runt episode, and it is Les Miserables, and this is a parody on Les Miserables at the time. And I thought the writing of this was very, very clever, and they were able to incorporate the Les Mis songs into the world of Rita and Runt. So again, one that I would definitely check out. It's very clever. The songs are also a great way for kids to learn. I especially like the Wacko's America song, which is able to teach kids about all the U.S. states and the capitals, as well as the President's song, which is able to incorporate U.S. history and name all of the former presidents. It goes right up until Bill Clinton. And again, it's just a catchy way for kids to learn. And I wouldn't be surprised if several teachers kind of included this in their lesson plans. So overall, I think this is a great series. I have not seen the reboot version, but I've heard really good things about it. So definitely one I'm going to check out. But if you have the chance to pick these up on DVD or even just check out the songs on YouTube, definitely really recommend it. It is very clever and very funny. So thank you so much for joining us here on this bonus episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love anyone to please leave a comment below on what you think of Animaniacs or what is your favorite segment. So as we look forward to our next episode, we are going to be looking into the world of DC Comics as we take a look at the Adventures of Superman animated TV show. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.
Wait a second. So you're saying, in other words, that you're just very grateful to have
you're done now.
In the United States?
Yes, but
Canada?
the fact is that I was born in the United States, but I have friends in Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru,
Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Grenada, El Salvador too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, Athens, Guyana, Barbados, and Guam, Norway, and Sweden, and Iceland, Finland, and Germany, now in Greece, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey, and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Salvador, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Romans, Jordan, Bahrain, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, Portugal, London, Denmark, and Spain, India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, and Cambodia, Malaysia, the Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippines, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, Borneo, and Vietnam.
Everyone.
Malaysia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. But wait, there's more. Burundi, Lesotho, Malawi, Togo, the Spanish is down. Nigeria, Canada, Egypt, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Thailand, Malaysia, Nigeria, Dominica, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Canada, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Cameroon, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Brunei, Mauritania, Pennsylvania, Monaco, Tamil, Thailand, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.